Like you were saying, for like 5 minutes, and you're like, all right.
Yeah, unless you're seasick.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to sleep on a waterbed, it'd be like, fuck that, I'm sleeping on the floor.
Yeah,
you know what would have to be cool though? Farting on a waterbed.
You hear that slapping sound if you're right on the plastic.
Yeah.
If there's no sheet there,
yeah, if you're
or even with the sheet, you kind of hear that slapping sound depending on the.
Aaron, did you guys review the new Conjuring? The Devil Made Me Do It?
Yeah. No,
not yet. Okay.
Because I forgot to watch that.
It's on HBO Max.
Is it still there?
It might be gone.
It might be gone. Yeah.
I think it's gone.
Didn't we watch it?
We did the Conjuring.
I watched it, but we didn't do a review for it.
Oh, all right. I was gonna say. I was like, I know I watched that thing.
You guys did Insidious.
Cinema HD.
Yeah, we did Insidious. Yeah, we did that a couple weeks ago. Insidious parts, chapter 2.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a waterbed in that. There's like a fucking fucking demon in a waterbed.
Yeah.
That would make you never want to be in a fucking waterbed again. The devil's sitting in there waiting for your ass.
Yeah. And you know how they fill those waterbeds up.
Yep.
R. Kelly.
Yep. He starts dancing like that, pissing in the name of love.
Have you heard the new thing about R. Kelly? It just came out about what he did going to fucking McDonald's looking for little boys.
No.
Jesus.
Yeah.
This is a great way to start the podcast. What was it?
I mean, it always devolves to R. Kelly at some point.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
He comes up at some point, yes.
Yeah. But he's just such a fucking piece of shit that there's always something new with his behavior.
That's why we're always going to talk shit about him. I guess I can dive into what we're going to review. Now, people, listen.
No. What happened with R. Kelly? Because I didn't hear this.
Oh.
What was it?
There's allegations that he was messing with little boys as well as.
So it's not just little girls no more. It's just all kids now.
Yeah.
He's just spreading the piss.
Anything with legs at this point?
Yep.
Yeah, anything with legs, anything under the age of like 14.
Anyone that can't drive and has legs.
Yeah.
So okay.
That you can take them and like but like the thing was they're saying he would go to a McDonald's. He would literally go to a McDonald's and look for like little fucking kids who are like by themselves and just like, hey, you wanna go here for like I'll give you a fucking lollipop.
Oh my God, man.
Yeah, and just lure him away and then
he's just a sick fuck, man.
He's a sick fuck. Exactly, dude. he's a sick fuck.
I hope yeah, I do. I hope he gets his ass kicked in prison.
Yeah, man. If he hasn't already, for sure.
Yeah.
Don't most of them get like the pedo is at the lowest. You get killed.
Oh yeah, man. Even among criminals in prison, you are gonna get your shit ass kicked.
He's a celebrity though. Yep. I wonder if they're favoring him. I wonder if he has his own cell block or something.
Maybe.
I mean, the crazy thing though, like in prison, it's really could you join the gang or not? You know, because like there's always like different gangs.
Yeah.
And if you're on your own, especially if you're on your own and people hate you, you're done. Someone's gonna take you out. Someone's gonna take a shot at you. Someone's gonna shank you. But yeah, I mean, if I don't know if he's able to get some kind of thing where he can like be protected, then he'd be able to make it. But otherwise,
he's probably making a boy band with the other pedophiles.
I feel like
what kind of prison you think this is, James?
But before we get into a deeper dive,
prison boy bands and shit.
The real Proud Boys.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna play this really quick, people. I'm gonna tell you right now, it is the wrong. I just found this out today. It is the wrong.
The Mag Innocent 4
fists. In the pocket.
Aaron's been googling the wrong fist terms all week.
I asked Henry. I have fist in the pocket. He's I got the link right here. It was a total.
Not at all what you expected.
A fist in a wrong kind of pocket, Aaron.
Yeah, that is not that is the wrong
kind of fist.
If it
had a hole in it. I asked if it was a pocket with a hole in it.
Yeah.
We will be right back, people. We're popping off on Popcorn and Pints tonight. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days and Fist in a Pocket. Yeah, sometimes they just line up like that. Thanks for popping by.
How to Lose a Fist in 10 Days?
Yeah,
right? He's got his fist in his pockets chilling there.
I'm sure some fists have been lost in prison. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we should have been prepared to keep a tally on how many fist jokes we were going to make.
Wow.
Ding, ding, ding.
So are we? We're gonna start with this movie, right?
Yeah.
Because
So how many fists was he trying to hide into his sister?
dude, I was just
It's his
waiting.
sister, right?
I am literally from the first 10 minutes. I am waiting for that incest to happen.
Oh my god, man! I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" At first, I was confused. I thought, like, the girl dyed her hair, or it was a wig or something. I thought that the older brother brought his girlfriend home.
I mean, it was. Oh no, Ibrahim disappeared. It was 40 minutes into this movie, really, before I understood who the fuck anybody was.
Yeah.
There he goes.
There he is.
Damn, that was I got banished to the Shadow Realm on that shit.
He got fisted to the shadows.
Yeah.
Shadow fisted. He got
There you
shadow
go.
fisted.
He got shadow fisted.
Oh man!
Leave me alone.
Like, for one, why is this the title? Seriously though,
Why
like I
is
know the real
title-
title is like I Pugni and Tasca.
You know, I bet you the translation's not like
Just in a
super
pocket?
accurate.
I feel like if they knew that's what it would be called in English, maybe they wouldn't have called it that.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Oh my god!
I think what they meant was like hands in pocket, like angrily or something. You know what I'm saying? Like it's when you're really mad, you're like in your hoodie and it's cold and you're like fuck the world and it's like that.
Okay.
And in pockets, your sisters. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear
He was trying to put his hands in his sister's pocket like the whole time.
Multiple
100%.
times.
And she was
probably
down for it.
translated to like my brother's keeper or something, and they were like,
Yeah, exactly.
"Oh yeah, no, Americans,
Yeah,
no, they're
Even tells the little
it's like
boy,
a
he's like,
brother.
"Hey, go tell her.
Yeah.
Tell me what she's wearing."
Yeah.
Dude, okay, so let's talk. So let's just like talk about. I just see if I can like describe this movie so that because like it's a very European movie, but like the plot is very kind of simple. So basically, you got this family, and there's 3 brothers and a sister, and a mom, and the dad is gone. The dad fucking bounced. He saw this thing coming, and he was like, "I'm out." So there's no dad. There's an older brother.
Was there a
And-
mention of a dad? Because I had completely missed it if there was.
I don't
At
believe there
all.
was. I don't believe
Yeah,
there was. But
I
like,
didn't think so.
he's not there. He's not there. He gone.
Like-
He went. He got out of it. He left.
Yeah, there's
dad
a
left.
mom and these 4 siblings. The mom is blind.
The mom is blind. They all have.
A disorder of some sort.
What's that? Oh fuck! What's it called? Like when you have seizures?
Epilepsy.
Oh, epilepsy. Yeah.
They all have epilepsy. Every single one of them.
I don't think the sister did or Augusto, like the main guy. It was just those 2 brothers, Alessandro.
They all had it.
Okay.
They all had it. You just see it at different times, but they all had that problem.
Okay.
Some of them, yeah, like the sister had never cropped up, but they all. That's the whole thing. Is like every single person's family has some kind of a problem. The mom is blind. The older, like a whole bunch of them have epilepsy. The fucking that one. I don't know where he was, the middle child or the youngest, but he's fucked in the head. He's fucked up in the head.
Yep.
And so the dude just gets in his head one day, I'm just gonna kill everyone in my family and just end this whole charade.
And the fucking yeah.
And
but
it's just all like a will he or won't he, because like there's that scene where they're driving in the car and he's racing with that dude and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna, because he wrote a letter to his brother like, oh, I'm gonna fucking end it.
Well,
for
you
everybody.
say that, and yes, he was basically killed his family. But it's also written like he's doing it for the betterment of his older brother that is basically playing the role of the father.
Yes. Yeah.
The older brother's only there to watch over the family now, and he's like, if I just kill us all, this younger insane brother's like, if I just kill the family, he could live his life.
Yeah. He's trying, because like he's married to this like legit
Yeah, he just got married.
woman who's like, is she like a nurse or a doctor or something? She's
something like that. Yeah.
she's like not a piece of shit. She's going somewhere.
Yeah.
Unlike them, they're all fucked, but he's going somewhere. He's like, okay, so I'm just gonna like kill the mom. I'm gonna kill and the younger brother. He's also, there's some mental issue with him. He's like not totally there. I don't know what it is, but there's a whole bunch of scenes where he's like, oh, let me do this, and they're like, no, you're weird, go away.
There's only like two scenes in the movie where he talks.
Yeah, he doesn't talk.
Right.
He's they have to like take. You can tell they really have to take care of him because like there's a scene at the end where they have to like give him a bath, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll run the bathwater for him," and like, and he's telling him, "Okay, take off your clothes, do this, do that, get the soap, get the, you know."
Then go to sleep forever, drown your ass.
Yeah, and then he fucking poisons him and drowns him, or whatever he did to him. Yeah, and so like that's the whole thing is like he's just I'm gonna kill everybody. I'm gonna kill everybody in this family.
I can't remember. Kill everybody except for him and the sister, right?
I think he was debating on killing the sister. I think that it was clear that he's like an internal conflict there. He's like, should I kill her or not? Because he also seemed like he wanted to do his sister so bad that he couldn't bring himself.
Like
he
went to kiss her and everything.
Yeah,
he did. Yeah, he did.
Definitely had alternative motive there.
There's a whole bunch of levels because you know again like that scene where they were racing in the car, where he gets his driver's license so he can kill them all.
Yeah,
but he just didn't have the balls to do it. But
he lies about getting his driver's license.
Yeah. He's like he was gonna just drive the fucking car off a cliff, and he's like even talking. Oh yeah, like I would drive it off this terrace over here on this fucking whatever. What it was like a bridge. He's like, yeah, that's the bridge where I would do it, and I would just drive it right off of it. But he just didn't have the balls to do it when it came time to really do it. So then he had to find a different
thinking
plan.
in the background, the family's all fucked up because I think incest. This wasn't the first incest incident.
Yeah, probably not though.
That family was fucked.
I don't know, man. Like he didn't fully go in for it till towards the end when like they were painting there, and she clearly was into it. I don't know what the fuck was up with the ending. Like there was
he had a seizure.
He had a seizure, but
he had a seizure and then he died because she didn't help him.
Did he die? Because it didn't seem.
Oh, okay. So she just let him.
She let him die. She was like begging for help, and she just didn't do shit and just let him die. Yeah.
Because I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell if he had died or not.
And she knew that he killed the other ones.
Oh, she knew. Yeah.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I just wasn't sure because
He told her about the killing of the mom. He told her about that. He's like, yeah, I killed her, and now we're gonna get the money or something like that. But then he's like, oh, the brother, like he's taking the money and fuck it. Now I gotta do this other thing.
Okay. And then I think pretty confident she figured out he killed the other brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he clearly told Augusto at the end, is like in the bathroom. But there's nothing they can do about it for some reason.
Nope.
Well, it's fucking Italy and whatever the 1920s.
Before he randomly kisses his brother's fiance there, and she drives off.
Dude, he was a sex fiend maniac. I mean, he wanted to bang everything. I mean, there's a scene where him and his sister are going like, "Oh yeah, you see her? That's a whore I just had sex with." Like, oh really? Drive around again so I can see her again.
By the way,
but also like she was like the hooker was like, "Oh yeah, I banged your brother last month." She's way better than you. But
I was gonna say
cool.
She's been sleeping with like the engaged brother for like years, right? That happened, right? Like she said that.
Yes, she said that. She said that. They're like talking about. She's literally comparing dicks between the brothers.
But that seems like such a plot point that was not developed on whatsoever. That was just a passing note. Like, this main character is supposedly getting married to this woman. He bangs this hooker 2 to 3 times a month, and it's like a passing note in this entire movie.
Yeah.
Like there's literally no what?
I guess it's just like oh, by the way, this is they're all really dark kind of characters. No one's good.
Yeah.
There's no like really good person.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just like there's a familial thing that just like keeps happening with everyone in this family. The guys bang hookers and they go crazy.
So Chris P, did you make it through the whole movie, or you didn't see this one?
I had to skip around in the middle because I didn't have subtitles. I had to start looking for shit. Then I started watching things that were like, if I could find details about the sections I basically tried to look for the goddamn cliff notes. So I jumped around from middle to end, basically. I made it about halfway, and then I was like, I can't fucking do this. Like, I just can't do this. Like,
So The way I found,
I don't want to sound not open-minded, but if I can't fucking understand it in one way, shape, or form, and there's too many subliminal things with body language and shit for me to be trying to focus on, as well as trying to get the pitch of the movie without words or just be getting the audio. It's too much in this case, but I did pick up on those weird fucking undertones of like talking about the incest and talking about the type of politic that was going on at the time in Italy or whatnot. What the fuck? Anyway, but yeah, there's tons of little things in there that I picked up on, but I wish I would have got it all, but I didn't have the patience and I can't fucking do it.
Yeah, I actually pushed through it. I'm sitting here watching it. I was confused. Like, I had downloaded 2 different subtitles. Because I thought it was ahead of it. I was like, what the fuck? Is this the same movie? I was lost.
you know what? You just made me think of a great idea, is that we should create random subtitles for random movies like this and upload them as files for people to try to download. When they're in the situation that we are in, trying to find these foreign language movies and needing subtitles, and they find one of our files, that would be fucking hysterical.
That would be that would be crazy.
Like those posts have been going around on Facebook there, like, hey, this whole changed.
like just imagine if we did it for one of our own episodes, just use exactly resource for the whole movie. Like, it's about
okay, so Popcorn and Pints idea, maybe we talked about this, maybe we didn't, but we need to find movies we can legally stream and then just fill in the dialogue ourselves as we stream it.
Yeah, that's called something. I forgot what that's called.
Something like
it's MST3K is like that's what they did usually.
Yeah, and basically mystery. Basically mystery science theater. So kind of maybe a little deeper. Like, take the dialogue out of the movie and we'll fill in lines. That way,
so basically mute the movie and we'll go over.
Okay. Yeah, I think as long as you change up the audio and chop it up in ways or whatnot that it's different from the original, and add things so that it's no longer exactly the same, I believe it falls under the fair use.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair use, and there's stuff that's in the public domain that no one owns that you can watch some weirdo movie from the 40s or some shit that no one owns.
We should.
But I mean, once again, I found this movie on the Criterion Channel website. I created a fake email and just signed up for a free trial.
Yeah.
And then canceled it immediately when I was done.
Yeah,
You're like, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff on there.
Super easy.
So,
Aaron, how far did you get to see the whole thing? How much did you see?
Absolutely not. I seen maybe 45 minutes of it.
And I suspect probably not even the second.
Okay,
half
so
of the
Aaron,
movie.
did you see him throw the mom off the cliff?
I was gonna say that. Well, I seen that, and like the way she screamed was like that old typical.
Yeah. They didn't show it.
They didn't show it, and there was and that was it. There was no sound effects of, in like a movie they'll have a sound effect of the body. They'll get closer.
Yeah.
You'll hear the body landing. You might see a couple of rocks fall and some dust fall, but you won't see the actual body hit unless it's a horror movie. Yeah, this was just. I laughed.
That whole situation was so fucking. He's like, she's fucking blind. He's like, oh yeah, go out there. Like, I can't fucking see. I can't fucking. Like, no, just keep going. Just walk further. Like, I can't fucking see. And then he's like, okay, can you come right here? And he just pushes her off.
Yeah.
And you get the screaming. It's like ridiculous. Pretty ridiculous.
He could have just guided her instead of playing the fucking game. You're hotter. Get closer, you're hotter.
Yeah, hottest, boom, and then he like.
Because then he pushes her anyways.
Yeah, he pushes her.
Yeah, like this. Well, I mean, this definitely wasn't a high budget movie. Just watching it, you can tell they didn't have the budget for a lot of things like that. Even the scenes where the perverted brother is sending the little kid out, who I don't even know who the fuck that was.
Yeah.
To go look at my sister and tell me every detail you can. You can tell it's clearly a background. Right. Like this draped background from whatever.
They're sitting in some piece of shit fucking house, and they put this backdrop that makes it look like they're in a fucking villa in the mountains in Italy. Like, I love that. It looked really nice, but like
changing the grades on the dude's fucking paper.
Dude, yes, I love that. He's like, yeah, and he turns a 3 into an 8.
Yeah,
he turned like a 1 into a 10.
And who hasn't tried that? Or at the very least, what movies haven't done? You know what I mean? Kid gets a grade or TV shows, for example. My wife and I were
Aaron,
through
no, I can't say that. I was doing good at school, but I did fail out. Like I quit school in 10th grade because I didn't like going there. It wasn't because I did the work. I got like 90s on tests and shit. I just at the time I lost credit. I was absent too much.
Gym teacher touched him and made him upset.
24 days in one quarter, you automatically get an F in the class.
What?
So I did that. I think I always said I joke around. I was like, I might have the record of most absence because I never went. I didn't skip like a normal kid. I stayed home. I just woke up and said, now I feel like it. Sat there and played video games and watched TV. That's what I did. But
and now you work for the state.
And now I work for the state.
Winner. Did pretty much the same shit. Ain't that some shit?
Wow.
State. You can do it too, people. You can do it too. You can do better though.
But no,
like you could literally skip the first hour of this movie because it is irrelevant.
I wouldn't say it. So like the thing. So there's just like a couple. You need to see. There's a scene where the dude talks about lying about the driver's license. That whole thing there, you kind of get a lot of the family context that you actually need. Basically, all you just need to see a scene where someone like the older brother has a seizure. That kind of establishes like that they're all epileptic.
So
yeah,
what really confused me, because I'm going through this movie 30, 40 minutes. I'm like, who the fuck is who? And like, what is even going on?
Yep.
But, and then they jump to a point where, so that brother has a seizure. They're like, let's get him on the table. And then literally the next scene is everyone at dinner where a fight breaks out. Like, everyone's fine again. Like, what?
Yeah.
What happened?
I think it's like a norm. Someone gets set off. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah,
but
I mean, because
I did like
there was no transition.
Yeah, they basically just like, oh, he's epileptic, and by the way, they're all fucking weirdos.
Yeah, this is their normal life. So
yeah, this is their normal life.
How it rolls.
Yeah.
The girl comes in,
and the older one is the one. The older one is the one who's got his shit together.
Yeah, basically, yeah. He's like the most normal out of them all.
The guy banging the hooker.
Yeah, at first I'm like, is that the dad? But it's like, no, it's just the older brother. Because you start to question like, where's their dad? Because like there's also another there's a lot of weird like sexual stuff going on. Because even like when the older brother picks up the sister, there's this whole thing because like they basically pick up the sister the way that they would pick up a hooker. And
the car flying that slammed on its brakes and shit.
Yeah, so there's something about that whole situation that's like
maybe that's their fetish is hookers. Like, yo, listen, I'm going to pick you up, but you got to walk like you're. You got to walk on the side of the road like you're. Like I'm telling you, man. Wow.
And those two brothers fuck hookers. Like that's just their thing. That's what they both do. But they fuck the same hooker. It's the same hooker.
All right.
Small town.
So
small Albany.
It's true. So. The insane brother leaves his older brother the note saying he's going to drive the family off the cliff. The older brother finds this note, literally has like no reaction.
He has no reaction.
The next scene of him is him because he fell asleep at the desk and he wakes up because his girlfriend there and he is showed up. He's trying to bang her. He's trying to bang his girlfriend, fiance.
Yeah.
Whatever.
He's like, hey, their way, take your thing off. Just take it off right now. Just fucking do it. Yeah. You're gonna do it anyway.
And
so
she's like, my brother. Yeah. And she's like, my brother left me this note. It's like, you don't take this seriously. What?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna drive the whole family off the cliff, and you don't care.
Hey, man.
That's the norm for them. Maybe he did it more than once. He was like, he wrote a fucking letter again about killing us.
Maybe there's some bipolar disorder in this family too.
Oh, there's a lot of shit going on in this family.
Yeah.
I noticed that while I was watching through this shit. I'm like,
because I feel like that's really kind of the point of this movie in a way.
I thought autistic was in here. Like I thought the one brother was autistic.
Dude, that one brother for sure. I think autistic is like or something like 100%.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't talk and he's not really super functional.
Yeah.
And they were eating random spoonfuls of sugar, right? I didn't just imagine that.
Crazy,
like,
yeah.
I'm like,
and they actually even
a lot.
The other kid, he's like, dude, put that shit away. That's too much.
Yeah. Like, why the fuck are these people just eating random spoonfuls of sugar?
It was cocaine.
Yeah, there you go.
Fascist. I thought of it. It was fascist undertones about in Italy. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
And for more randomness, why does this guy have a dream of like raising chinchillas? Like, what the fuck?
They're fluffy, man.
I think that was the most normal thing about that guy. Was the
I don't-
chinchilla? Wasn't there something with rabbits too? Didn't they have rabbits or some shit like that?
They had rabbits, but did he forgot to feed them or something? Is that what happened at the beginning? And
Yeah,
now
I think
he
so.
and now he wants money to raise chinchillas.
For the coats.
Like he wanted the money from the death of their mother to raise chinchillas, right? Is that what that story was?
Yeah, I think so. And then the older brother took the money for something else, and then he was like, "Fuck my chinchillas." No, for real, like that was basically how he felt. Like he was fucking mad. He's like, "My fucking chinchillas! I don't have my goddamn chinchillas anymore."
And then he's like, and then he said he like doesn't care about that anymore. Wanted to do something else. I forgot what the line was, but it was stupid and ridiculous.
Yeah.
But he's like he had dreams of raising chinchillas. I'm like, what the fuck? Who the fuck has dreams of raising chinchillas?
That was
Chinchilla
just a
farmer.
random ass, yeah.
This family is really, because it just feels like it's just a portrait of a family where there's a lot of mental health issues and other issues like that. But it's kind of, I don't know, what is the point that like society's just left them to rot? Maybe that's what it is. It's like they just feel like they have no outlet, so they're just like, fuck it, I'm gonna fly off a cliff, I'm gonna kill my mom, I'm then gonna kill this other person, and then I'm gonna have a fucking seizure on the floor and die.
If that's the case, though, it's not surprising just because the time. Look, this movie's from 65. The times. I mean, just now in 2021, let's say within the past 5 years, of people are being more and more open. Even minorities, even more so, are being more and more open about like having mental health issues and all that. So I can only imagine how people thought about it back in fucking 65. Just, I mean, if you go back to the fucking 90s, just like certain cartoons like South Park, TV shows, just certain words they said, the R word, which I won't say on here because it's disrespectful, but stuff like that, it was just rolling off the tongue for anybody. Us too, probably. Beavis and Butthead, all that shit.
Yeah.
And I don't think we thought about it as like ever teasing somebody with a mental disability. It was just using that word for someone that you would consider really stupid. But
you were young and didn't know better.
Yeah.
It was a part of the culture, like totally.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so like you said, Aaron, imagine 1965, and they don't even have a term like that younger brother who like never talked. Like I mean, we don't know because probably they didn't know, but they were just depicting like something was wrong with him, and they just had to take care of him, and that was it. And they had no dad, and their mom was blind.
It's kind of a funny way, even though I didn't really watch a lot of this movie, but just picking up from what you guys told me, but it's kind of a funny way that they told this story, because it's like it's the only way they knew how to tell the story, so it made it more realistic to those times versus like if they made that movie nowadays for those times, it'd be way more PC than this movie is. You know what I mean? There'd be like certain ways, and they'd have it so the movie's a little more comfortable. If that's a better way of saying it, like you're just like, oh, we know what's going on here. It's kind of more out there, but with this, it's like you're not 100% sure what's going on with that specific person with disability they may or may not have, because it's not like painted. You know what I mean? It's not just painted there.
Yeah, they don't. Other than the fact that they're all like epileptic, we don't really know.
Yeah,
we just don't really know. And the mom is blind, but we don't know why she's blind.
Yeah.
We know why.
I mean, Julia was pretty cute.
Yeah. I agreed.
She was pretty good.
It stings when it rains.
This Julia right here behind me.
Yep. I mean, if the other guy wasn't her brother, I'd see the attraction.
Yeah, the brother.
Just
did
saying.
Not give a shit.
Just saying. Well, I
really felt like they were trying to put the sister on the corner, basically. I mean, I felt like that was a lot. Huh?
Try to pimp her?
Oh, 100%. Like, it's because like they even like show like, oh yeah, he's driving his fucking sister to the corner where he like picked up this other hooker. I mean, it almost feels like she's like, oh yeah, go around again. Like, let me see. Like, oh yeah, you know her, right? Because like it's almost like the next thing's like, so yeah, you just like You're just like like this is your job now.
And from what you were saying too, like with the whole incest thing, and then like hookers, that's like a fucking double whammy for him right there. Like, my sister's a hooker. I'm already
Right.
hitting it. I might as well, you know what I mean? And I'm pimping her.
Yeah.
So somebody else I'm making money, and which I can hit it for free whenever I want.
Imagine they had Pornhub in that time during this movie. Him, he'll never leave his room.
That's they made
Quagmire.
there's one line.
The big arm.
So, like when the two brothers go to the one brother's fiance's party or something like that, he meets that girl, and someone asks for like a phone number or something like that.
I love that. Yeah.
I kept thinking this movie's older than it really is. I'm like, holy shit, phones exist. This movie's only like what, mid 1960s or whenever it was.
You know what she said to him? You know what she said to him? She said, "Oh no, find me on Main Street."
Yeah.
So she was another fucking hooker, basically.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you don't need my number. You know where I'm at. Like, so she was trying to like get paid from him too.
God damn.
By the way, I feel like the kid, the psycho kid, he took the money that they got after their mom died to pay for the hooker. Basically, that's what it felt like was what happened.
I don't know what 3,000 lire act
That's like
would
that's like
relate to
250.
It's like two.
I don't know how much it was, but it wasn't a lot.
All right, so
1965, the hooker is like $10.
Yeah.
based on the conversations that we had, and from wherever you've seen, however much you've seen of this film, you guys want to jump into the ratings?
Yeah. How many fists in your pocket would you give?
How many fists in your pocket?
I like
A pocket with no holes.
I like to take 2 fists. That's
Pocket with no holes.
right now. I'm not up to the 3 yet. I'm not prepared.
Say that again.
I'm up to 2 fists in the pocket.
2 fists in the pocket.
I was like everybody was saying, like the first hour you could skip, but not really. Like they had like nonsense, 5 minutes worth of stuff that you need, nonsense, 5 minutes what you need. Then it started going into the movie more, like where you're understanding shit.
Yeah.
It was just like we're saying, it was weird to me. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Who's sick? Who's mental shit? So yeah, it's 2 for me. Like I was not into this, and it got a lot of people. That's got a pretty good high rating on some people.
I think it's pretty highly regarded, right?
Yeah,
for
exactly.
some really good reviews and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's not my thing.
I guess I'll dive in real quick. What I will say is I feel like I'm definitely going to get rid of that freaking thing so I don't have to pay for it.
Oh, no, I spelled it right now.
But I do need to. I would like to watch it like all the way through, to sit down and watch it all the way through once. But we can talk about behind the scenes actually. But yeah. So I will definitely watch it again before I can like say how I really liked it or didn't like it. But just from our conversations and from what I've seen, I'm gonna give it a 3. But again, maybe if I have time to sit down and really watch it. Maybe higher, maybe about the same. I'm not sure. But from the discussion though, it seems like it was more interesting than what I got from it from the time I got to watch it. So yeah, a 3 for me.
Yeah, unless I can find it dubbed or a good subtitle link,
It's
gonna be a tough one.
Bow out if you got to bow out for that.
That's good. That might be a tough one.
I mean,
I might. You might have to catch me on the right day.
I'm gonna give it a 3. You would think a movie that involves murder, incest, and psychological issues would be interesting. Wasn't that interesting? I don't know. I felt like it dragged. It was slow at the very least, and I didn't really enjoy it that much. So 3.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna give it 7 fists in a pocket. I thought it wasn't like at first, it was a little bit like, okay, what's kind of going on here? But like then once like the brother was like, okay, I'm gonna kill everybody, then it was like, okay, now I get. Because then at that point for me it became more interesting because like now it's just like a will hear, won't hear. How is he gonna do it? How is he gonna kill everybody? Because like that's basically he just decides like, yeah, this family's fucked, which is kind of true. So my solution is kill everybody. And from there, it kind of gets interesting. And then I feel like they're just trying to weave in. It's kind of hard because like we're kind of pretty far removed from it. It's a way earlier time, and it's a different country. So I feel like, you know, like what we talked about, they're trying to depict a lot of stuff about Italian society at the time, like how probably people like that were basically just left to rot. They weren't taken care of. And so they've got all these, and I'm sure that they deliberately did this, where there's all these like medical issues and psychological issues, and like pretty much no one gives a fuck about them, and no one's helping them, no one's doing anything for them. And so I feel like kind of the theme of the story is like, well, when you just leave these people like this, they're gonna self-destruct. They're gonna deduce, oh, well, this society doesn't care about me, so I'm gonna kill myself and kill everyone else, so we're not a burden or something. So, and yeah, I thought the ending was like really fucking wild. It was really wild, but like it was like when you're like, oh shit, so this, I don't know, just kind of, it was interesting. It was just really interesting the way that they kind of tried to tell the story. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 7.
7? Okay. Shit, man. Guess it's time to pull the wheel up.
Yeah.
It always
Wheel
kind of
time,
sucks
baby.
because I feel like this happens a lot to me because of the foreignness or whatnot. And it's like, damn, am I just so stupid American that I just can't grasp it and understand it? You know what I mean? It just that always daunts on me. Like, fuck, man, am I just not like smart enough to get this?
It's very different. It's just very different the way that they, and it's a European thing. Like that movie is super European. Like the fact that it's really slow and, you know, it's just something you have to like. They just want you to stew on it. You know, stew on all the feelings.
You gotta watch 2 good ones that Ibrahim did put on for
Yeah,
him.
the good, yeah.
Latro and Rafifi.
Yeah, those are really good.
Those were good.
Those are
Those
really
are
good.
fucking awesome.
It's gonna be fucking chick picks again.
Weeks in a row.
Oh,
3
my
weeks in a
God.
row.
Man.
3 weeks in a row.
Oh my god, that's great.
Well,
Oh,
hey,
I won't be here for this one. Sorry, guys.
I'm not gonna, dude.
Cats.
so what happens when all the movies are done? Do we make a new category or do we refill it?
Honestly, I don't think this French movie was really a chick pick.
This one
Well,
was
she picked it.
Did she really?
Yeah, she did.
I don't know.
I mean,
it just
she was picking some weird shit. She picked another movie which is about, I think it's about incest or some kind of young person relationship, some shit like that.
Oh,
He's ready. There's the first spin.
all right. Anything but cats.
It could
Oh,
be-
Cats isn't on this wheel actually, is it? It's that's on the hate wheel.
Oh, is that the hate wheel? Whatever.
Yeah, there's some other kind of
No
in here, I'm
musicals,
pretty sure.
baby. No musicals.
Is it Hamilton? Yeah, Hamilton's on here. So,
So is the
I
sound.
stand by my statement.
ooh,
Breakfast
Fifth
Club,
Element?
Fifth Element.
Fifth Element would be sweet.
Didn't you guys already do this one?
Nah.
No.
I could have sworn you guys talked about this at some point.
I've seen. Oh, wow, I think I saw this at a drive-in when it came out.
Wow.
There's some boobies in this one, isn't there?
I must have missed
Does she
this
show
one.
her boobies?
Oh, I hope.
So there's some side boob, but she's pretty flat. So
I thought she showed them all. I don't remember.
Oh,
Fifth Element as well.
she has more than 2 titties? Oh, shit. I'm in. He said, oh,
Oh, you never seen Fifth Element, Aaron?
I don't think so.
Oh, wow.
Really?
oh man, yeah, it's really good. It's one of my
Really?
favorites.
Uh-oh.
Not Hamilton.
Oh no, it was Ibrahim's. It was one of the first podcasts that I watched
Mean
from
Girls?
Deep Focus Cinema. No,
Mean Girls.
Oh, man.
Well,
Mean Girls is pretty good.
No, I'm just saying, these 2 movies I can deal with, and I won't be here.
yeah.
Ah, Mean Girls and Fifth Element. I like it.
Okay, James, can you at the very least just tell us your ratings for them? Like,
Oh,
Dude, okay, I think we had James film like a 30-second video on each and just send it to Aaron
Yeah, well, we'll play it.
and we'll play it.
great idea.
Okay, I'll try to do that. So you guys are trying to make me watch them anyway. That's how I hear it.
Yeah.
All right.
So last week when I wasn't here is literally the only week where I did not watch the movies because I knew I wasn't going to be here. Like the only 2 or 3 episodes that I've missed. Even then, I watched the movies.
Yeah,
But I
one
was
time you
busy-
had to watch this shit once.
Yeah.
You're waiting for the
Last
plumber.
week I was busy drinking and playing with my nipples, as Aaron said.
Oh shit!
said that on the live. We did wish you a happy birthday though multiple times.
fucking
With the
fun.
shit.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome, man.
But as I was drinking and playing with my nipples, just like you said.
See, he was busy, guys.
You gave him the idea.
That's
Yeah.
his birthday.
That's how I treat my birthdays.
Yep. He had a steak earlier, so he was being manly. I would say pasta, but
Redemption.
I had chicken parm actually, but sure,
nice. Anthony would be happy.
he would.
So,
I like this Fifth Element and Mean Girls. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Fifth Element is excellent. Love that
What about
movie.
you, Chris?
Is. Yeah, that's what
Mean
it was.
Girls
I had popped
is alright.
onto your podcast
Yeah.
and you were reviewing it with a chick there. And
Yeah,
you guys
yeah,
went
yeah.
into a huge deep dive.
Yes.
They always do, man. Every
I-
movie they do. It's like 3 hours long, deep dive.
Yo, I watched.
Well, you should see. You should see like the list me and my friend did when we did our top 100 list. Like it's. I believe it's 60 hours.
Jesus.
Wow.
amazing.
I believe it's 60 hours. Yeah,
That's fucking.
Wow.
for the top 100. It's crazy. And the thing is, Aaron has that many in the can. He has like 80 hours. He has 80 hours of content in the can. He still hasn't released that shit.
Listen, it's gonna come out, people. I really some of it.
That wasn't him begging for it to come out. That was just him
No,
stating.
you know,
you
I know
have
what
it.
I know what he's doing. He's keeping them in the vault. So when he becomes a famous podcaster and shit, and when he dies, he's gonna be like, "Hey, we got a new episode out of nowhere. It's like Tupac albums."
Yeah.
They found
That's
it under his mattress.
there's gonna be horror with Sir Sturdy episodes years after Aaron dies. Just
Well, it's like you and James did like 2-a-days,
Wow.
right? Basically, right?
We did a lot.
I mean, not for nothing. They're not dated, so.
This is
Yeah,
before
they're
the
not.
wheel started, right? This is before the wheel started, and this is way before Popcorn and Pints. So James and I were like, "Yo, figured out." We looked up a list of like top 50 horror movies you should see. I believe that's how I talked to you, Ibrahim. Was you came on for a podcast to review one of those movies with me? I don't know how many of those films we actually went through, James and I, but
I think 20 something or 30.
20 maybe. But we could have finished the list.
30?
One of the reason why we didn't is
Out
because
of the top 50 worst movies.
not worse. It was just top 50 horror movies you should see or something. You should have seen.
No, I thought it was just you should see. You're right. But then
We looked up the worst, but we never started it.
but there's bonus episodes. That's why we have so many in there
Yes,
because a
yes.
lot of them there was sequels. So we're like,
So
look,
we
fuck it, let's
watched
do
the-
next year. Let's watch Dentist 2.
Then fucking
Oh my god! Wow.
like the list did give us some great ideas though. So shout out to that list. Whatever the fuck. it
Two
was.
versions of April Fools.
Yes, which the remake was horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
But yeah, a lot of shit. There's a lot of episodes.
So
a
there's
lot.
some cool stuff that'll be coming out in the vault at some point. It's gonna come from Sir Sturdy's
Yeah.
script or whatever, and I'll just throw them.
So
out.
like, Disney has the Disney Vault, the shit that they never like Song of the South, the shit that they never release,
Mhm.
and Aaron
The Sir
has
Sturdy Vault.
the Sir Sturdy Vault, the shit that he couldn't edit, so he just said fuck it and just left it on the. It's on a hard drive somewhere.
Yeah.
It's there, and like I said, people little by little just start throwing them out there, just get them out because they should be out. But you
Damn.
don't have to worry about that anymore because the majority of these episodes will be live. Besides the show episodes, which actually tomorrow we're going to be recording. We're starting to do review Creep Show, the new one, the Creep Show series on Shudder. We're starting that tomorrow. That'll be fun. Try to do like 2 or 3 episodes.
Have you guys seen that? Just like as an aside, have you guys seen? I've heard a lot of people talking about they're doing a Chucky series
Yes.
somewhere.
I've
Yep.
seen little notes about that. I'm gonna go take a quick bathroom break.
All right.
Yep, it's going to be
So-
on Sci-Fi.
What do people think of that? Does it look good? Does it look cheesy?
I think it's all
Or
right.
cheesy in a good way?
Well, what I've seen
Yeah.
so far, it seems like the trailer kind of looks like the beginning of the Child's Play movies.
Yeah.
It's like I'm hoping they're sticking with how the movies were, and not some stupid shit added. You know, let's just say I hope they don't fuck it up. I hope the series is actually good.
I feel like
I mean, he looked like Chucky. It didn't look like
Yeah.
they changed him at all or anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
nothing too.
Yeah,
good.
it's old school Chucky look. Cause then like they did was it 2019? They did a Chucky movie,
Mhm.
Mhm.
I like
and they made Chucky. Chucky was basically like Alexa or some bullshit like that.
Yeah, it went haywire. It learned on its
it
own.
wasn't.
It's like,
It
I'm gonna
wasn't
kill
bad.
everybody.
It was one of those ones where, like, for its time
Skynet.
that it came out, it worked.
Yes, kind of.
Of course, it doesn't touch like the first 3, but it wasn't bad. It was better than some of the sequels that came out. Because Child's Play came out with some shitty fucking sequels. They were just throwing shit out there.
The Son of Chucky was the
The Seed
stupidest
of
shit I've ever
Chucky,
seen.
yeah.
Yeah, see, it's so stupid.
Yeah,
All right,
it started like the Jennifer. I feel like the Jennifer Tilly shit. It started like going kind of off the rails.
Super
Yeah.
cheesy,
Bride of Chucky.
campy shit. Yeah.
Although I do not mind.
Yeah.
I was definitely a fan. I just don't. Yeah, it's not. They're not the greatest movies, but I wasn't a fan because of
She
Toad.
still looks the same.
Yeah. I guess
But anyways,
Yeah.
welcome back, Chris.
time for us to jump into How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Yep.
Oh,
All right, how to lose a guy, fellas?
Yes.
Yep.
That's it.
before we get into that, guys, I do have a question. This is a roundtable question because we just did this on Thursday night on Horror with Source 30.
I had. I didn't realize this was my woman's pick.
Oh,
Ah,
uh-oh. Well, you've been there for
It's a
longer
good
than
one.
10 days, so you guys either both passed or both failed or something. But no, so last week on this past Thursday on Horror with Source 30, what we did was right after the episode, after the,
Did he freeze?
to James.
no.
Nope.
I'm here.
We after so we're doing the Cell 2. So right after the episode was over, we reviewed the Cell 2 trailer, like we watched it and then recorded our reaction to it, and that's
Yeah.
going to be dropping Monday. Just like a 10-12 minute clip of us. It might be a little bit longer with the intro stuff, but
That movie's a piece of shit, right?
I've never seen it, but probably because the original was great. The first one was
We
great.
never seen it
It's
yet.
probably gonna be shitty as fuck. But so we're gonna start doing that on Horror with Source 30. Each episode, just like recording, cutting down on the length of the full episode, the first episode. You know what I mean? Just so we have time to record the trailer shit. So do you guys want to start doing that with Popcorn and Pints tonight for the 2 movies we're doing next week?
React to.
The
The
trailer.
trailer for the movies that get picked. Yeah.
We've got to shut this down, pre-record the trailer, and post it like it's a preview, sneak peek.
It'll come out the day before the episode. So for this show, it'll come out on Friday instead of Saturday. And it'll just be like, I just have to literally upload it, put the show notes, and just do the event, and it's going to drop on wherever it drops, like right now, live. It'll drop on those same things as the pre-recorded thing. But it'll drop like a TV episode, like, you know what I mean? Like, it'll be like a live TV episode shit.
Yeah, if there was a way that we could do it, like if we could record it like now or something, you know what I'm saying? Like if we could record it like at the end of one podcast, all of us, because since we're all here, just all of us like reacting to something.
That's what I'm saying. Right after this, or literally right after this episode,
Yeah.
I can pull. The
Yeah. Is there a way that you can play it on here? You could share the screen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, once the live is over with, that's why it's a little bit more content.
Mhm.
And the trailer, what I'll do is I'll play it first, and then play both trailers first, and then we can react to just both back to back. I just won't play the trailers of recording just for.
I'm down if everybody else is.
Yeah, I'm down. Sounds like everybody's down.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
We're here.
I can do that. Yeah, exactly. We're all here. So
Yeah. So we could dive into.
Oh, Chris is back. He disappeared for a second there. Welcome back. So you ready for 10? How to lose a guy in 10 days?
Yeah. And James, 2 things. One, can you turn your mic up some?
Okay, hold on. You hear me better?
A little more.
Okay, hold on. You hear me?
There you go.
All right.
And then,
Chris keeps getting kicked out.
Nope. Okay.
why don't you start us off with How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days?
Okay. So, surprising. I didn't mind this movie. There was some funny parts in it. But here, I'm going to side. Right now, I'm going to jump off. She would have won. 100%. That is a way to kill a relationship. The only reason it didn't, because he had a bet, and he had to keep going back to her to try to get it for his job. So, because they didn't know each other's thing. But she would have won. He would have been out of there so fucking quick, because you've seen it multiple times. He was like, what the fuck's going on? I'm out of here.
I see now. I feel like he may have won because I don't know. It's 50-50. And I say this because like some of the shit that she was doing like during the game and stuff, there's like a minute left or 4 seconds left. She's like, hey, go get me a drink. Like I already got you a soda. You're gonna deal with it. I don't care if you get mad about it. I'll deal with that after the fact. You know what I mean? Because it's like this is like I mean, you know, it's funny when this scene happened. My wife was like, "See," she's like, "It's just a game. You can watch the replays." I said, "No, it's not the same." I said, "If it was the 49ers in the Super Bowl, right, and they're about to win, that's the last score, and they kick that field goal, whatever they do, and they win that, I'm not walking out the room for that because you're thirsty. You know where the kitchen is,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not being that's not being sexist. That'd be like if it was one of her shows or her movies that was on, say it was on TV live, and she's like, "Hey, can you go grab me something to drink?" Because she's really into something. Yeah, I'll go grab it. But I'm not gonna. I'm sorry, and it's not. And another thing too is it's not like a movie, like a sports thing. You have to see that shit in the moment. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But they're again with this, they're both playing games and doing shit, which you know it happens in movies like this. Every single chick flick though with these romantic shit, it's always a fucked up way they get into a relation. It's always a fucked up way that won't work in real life. On top of that, like 100%. Like if you. Just on the guy's perspective, not even the woman's perspective, but just on the guy's perspective, say you're going to pursue a female like that, and she finds out the day, that 10th day when she's already feeling you or whatever, about Chris is having a rough night.
No,
but anyways, about no, what was I saying?
if she was having a rough night.
No, not her. Fuck, what was I saying? I had a good point going. Chris. What was I saying?
Oh shit!
I had
playing games and shit.
Huh?
Playing games.
Playing games back and forth.
The guy. That's what I was saying. The guy, like trying that in real life, pursuing the female you're with now, your significant other that you're with right now, would not work. Would not fucking work at all. Like it's a bet. Like yo, I bet you I can get this chick to fall in love with me in 10 days. Da 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 da. And then say she really does start feeling you, right? And then that 10th day, pretty much your coworkers are just like they just tell her the truth before you can even say anything. Like right there, it's over.
Yeah. Because he could have been fake. It's not the real him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like with her too, she was going wild. She was doing some crazy shit though.
The thing is though, James, as far as relationship wise, yes. Sex wise, no. Because she can call, and I say that because in that situation, she can do and just say the person you're with now, when you guys first started, she can do all that crazy shit at the beginning, and then send you a text message, come over right now, I want to have sex right now. And what are you gonna do? No matter how mad you are, like I can't fucking stand her, man. Where are you going? I'm going over here to have sex, man. What do you think? That doesn't work both ways at all. If anything, that just gets you like cock blocked for like another week or two doing something stupid like that.
Mm-hmm.
But what is it with these movies here that we all like have? Like we can get like we're always getting a deep dive into these like romantic comedy chick flips or deep romantic chick flick movies, and it's every single one is the same. It's always like a fucked up way of getting with somebody that would never ever work. Yeah. But somehow these movies they say are so romantic. I'm so confused by that. So it's like
it wasn't romantic to me. I don't know what the fuck people are talking about the romantic part.
Maybe not with this one, but I'm just saying just like across the board in general. The Notebook. This motherfucker's hanging off a fucking Ferris wheel. Like, listen, you better go out.
He's like the psychopath stalker.
Yeah, like I would be like, yo, you should probably call the police on this guy. Like he's stalking you. Like shit. He's forcing you to go out with him because he knows if he did drop, he can injure himself or maybe die, and that's on your conscience. So he's putting that pressure on you as well.
Winners don't take no for an answer.
I guess. I think you got that word wrong with rapist.
hey, Rocky won. He got Adrian.
He did.
Popeye got olive oil.
You remember, like recently, they basically had to cancel Pepe Le Pew. It was like the first time that they canceled a fucking cartoon.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, let's be honest. Like, the dude's a fucking rapist. Even Chappelle made a joke about that shit.
Yeah.
Where he's like, yeah, he's like hanging out with this kid. He's like, sometimes you gotta be like Pepe Le Pew. You gotta just take that shit. It's just like
Yeah.
that's basically the whole.
He was talking about his son was watching. He's like, yeah, Dad, sometimes you just gotta get pussy. And he was like, well, he's right. Some shit. I forgot what he said exactly. It was basically Belly's right or something. Or,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes you gotta think whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck up, but it was funny. But yeah,
That's the whole thing with that cartoon is like he's just like, yeah, I'm getting it.
Yep.
And you know what's funny?
The
It's
lessons of resilience.
You're watching that as a kid, and you don't pick up on that at all. Like not at all. You just think, oh, he's just being. You just laugh at like it's just being funny.
Yeah.
Now people are just calling him a French rapist.
Yeah, but then the message behind it was, hey, you have to keep trying and keep trying and keep trying to get what you want in life, right? That's theoretic message that parents were then turning it into for kids, right?
I have no.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it was
He's just really in love with her, but she don't want to see him right now. She wants to stay in.
Well, I mean, the other thing too is like the whole joke of that is like he's fucking horny. It's not even.
Yeah.
It's not even. It's a cat.
Yeah.
Bro, you're a skunk, and that's a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not even the same species, dog. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna fuck it.
The adult message was instead of same species, it was different races, and basically like guys will fuck anything, but any female race doesn't matter.
I'll tell you what it really is. I don't know. Have you guys heard of the movie Some Like It Hot?
Yeah.
No.
You've seen that movie? Chris?
Something like it hot. I don't
James?
think.
I think I did
a
while ago. When did it come out?
Okay, so Some Like It Hot. Basically, it's about these two guys. This is from like the '60s. These two guys, and they're running from the mob. So what happens is they see the mob kill some people, and so the mob is going to kill them. So what they decide to do is they dress up like women, and then they run away. And while they're running on the run, as women, one of them falls in love with Marilyn Monroe, and the other one falls in love with a dude. Well, the dude falls in love with them. And there's this whole thing at the end where it's like the dude, and this is rich dude too. It's not like some fucking weirdo guy. He's got money. At the end, the dude's on the boat. They're on a boat together. And he's like, you know, like the guy who's like cross-dressing. He's like, look, this isn't gonna work out. Like I'm too ugly. It's like, no, you're fine. It's like I'm too dumb or whatever. It's like, no, it's fine. It's like, well, I'm a man. And then the dude says, oh, well, no one's perfect. And that's kind of like the story. That's kind of like the Pepe Le Pew thing. Is like Pepe Le Pew's like, well, you know, it's like, I'm not a fucking skunk. It's like, I don't care. I'm so fucking horny. I don't really give a shit.
You got a point.
I feel like that's like the Pepe Le Pew thing. Like, you know, no one's perfect. So you just got to go with what you got.
And I know he always got quote unquote tricked by the thing because she always had paint on, like a stripe of white paint on her back. Every fucking time, who the fuck has that much paint just out? It's
just out. Yeah, it's like she's running on a road and then the paint streaks on her, and he's like, and he immediately sees her and he's like horny, like immediately.
Yep. And it's funny the way he just jumps, like just.
Yep.
So how did you guys 10 days? That's, I mean, again, going with the way he pursued her wouldn't work at all in real life. What she did, it may work, especially if they were just messing around. But it may work, but it would be more like over time is when she would do that. More so like when she's scared and kind of falling in love but doesn't want to, not just in the beginning, just doing a bunch of shit, and then it happens and all that shit. But yeah. It was very predictable. Like the end was very predictable.
These movies are.
I was honestly thinking one or two things would happen. Either kind of a similar way it would happen. At the end it would happen. They both find out, and then there's like honest with each other, blah, blah, blah. Then they figure out they're really in love and all. Yeah, kiss, kiss. Or they would have both showed up to the basketball game that Tuesday night.
Yeah. Well, like I said, there's some funny parts in this. That's why I didn't mind it. Like, like naming his junk. And he lost his. He's like, "Wait, you can't do that."
Princess Sophia.
Yeah, so like,
yeah.
Fuck.
All right, I don't know what the fuck's been going on with my connection, but I'm pissed off.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like it was fine for the first half of this.
It's 2021, man. 56K is over.
The dial-up is killing me.
You've got mail.
So what's your take on it, Chris?
Honestly, I've seen this movie probably like 3 times and not even intentionally now. I don't even know how it's happened. There's parts of it that are kind of funny.
Yeah.
But like my thoughts as first off, I I've never been a big Matthew McConaughey fan. I haven't.
Yeah, same.
I don't get what his appeal is. I've never been on the bandwagon. I just kind of want to fucking slap him across his face.
Future
I hate his
governor of
laugh.
Texas. I mean,
Wow.
Kate
he's
Hudson
going.
is beautiful. She doesn't age, and she'll be
Yeah.
hot forever.
Very much. Until she's not.
Like I said, Matthew McConaughey, future governor of Texas. He got like, it's really interesting because like for some reason he was like whatever at the beginning of his career, and he kind of like got really big really quick.
Yeah,
and like in the 90s, all of a sudden he was like actually really huge. But then like this part of his career kind of like fucked him up actually. Like he really started to go down because he's doing all these shitty rom-coms and stuff, and it's just not really his wheelhouse.
Well, I guess he has a YouTube, and I guess it's weird. Or is it YouTube or a TikTok?
Probably both.
Yeah.
But like he really kind of came back in a big way, you know, like 4 or 5 years ago, like when he won that Oscar, and like he was doing Interstellar, and he was doing it was True Detective. Like he's insane. And True Detective season 1, he's unbelievable. Like that's one of the best shows I've ever seen. So
he did a lot of motivational speech. Yeah, he did a lot of motivational speaking and shit like that. And like, yeah, dude, I don't know what it is about him, but I was gonna say the complete opposite. There's something about him that I can never put my finger on that I'm always just like, man, why am I okay with this guy? You know what I mean? Like it's always just like McConaughey, man. McConaughey. He's just kind of smooth. He's all right. He's not. Yeah. He's approachable. You know what I mean? Like he just doesn't put off that asshole douchebag vibe. You know, well, he's always just an even keel kind of dude.
He's super relatable.
Yeah, but he also has that like when he starts getting weird talking, it sounds like he's part of a cult and he's trying to come along for the ride. That's what I get from him.
He's super relatable, and like he's very like you can tell that he's just like one of those guys who's like he likes to smoke weed.
Yep.
He likes to chill. He'll probably like smoke weed and work out and like you know just be in nature and shit.
That's it.
And he's just do yoga. He doesn't shower.
Yeah,
some of his best work are those fucking Lincoln commercials.
Oh yeah, he's great. yeah, he's very cool. He's very relatable. I think that's the quality he has. It's like even though he's like you know he's like got a fucking 6-pack and he's like super built, he's still like hella chill.
Yeah.
He's just aged well.
Yeah.
From what
he's sun-kissed and with wrinkles, so you know, I mean, with blonde hair, so it's one of them things.
I mean, he's also got some like really interesting performances. Really, I haven't seen like I saw he did this one where it's like the beach bum. You ever heard of that movie? Anybody heard of that movie?
No.
Okay, so the premise is like he's this guy who like just imagine like himself to like a 20. All the dude does is smoke weed, chill on the beach. He doesn't work, he doesn't do shit. And he's just like that guy, you know, that guy who's always fucking high, always fucking at a party. He just woke up because he like basically he just woke up because he was, you know, drunk or stoned at a party or something. And that's just him the whole way. But like he's like kind of a shitty person basically, because he's got all this money, but he's like kind of ignores his family. But yeah, I mean, it's like he'll do stuff like that, but then he'll also do like these really serious roles, you know, like Dallas Buyers Club, where he's like fucking super skinny. So it's like the range is like crazy. He can do anything.
What was the one movie with him in the bayou or down in Florida in the swamps or whatever? Fuck, what's it called?
Damn.
Probably 2016, I want to say. 2015-ish, maybe. The hell was it? Dirk, or I think that was his name in the movie or some shit like that. What the fuck was his name? But yeah, he was great in that. You know, with the little kids or whatnot coming around on the little air things or whatnot. That was really cool. And the twist at the end with him being actually kind of a weird bad dude. I enjoyed that.
Premise of the movie again?
What was it?
What's the premise of the movie again?
It's kind of a poor bog town or swamp town. I want to say it's down in New Orleans or it's in Florida, somewhere
in the South.
Damn, I forget where. Yeah, but basically he's like a local or whatnot, and the kids go around and he just kind of takes the kids kind of under his wing, and then there's a twist to it on the end or whatnot with his actual character's character.
I haven't heard of that. That sounds really interesting.
What the fuck is it?
I'm scanning his.
Is it like mud?
Mud. That's what it was. Mud.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like Dirk.
Dirt,
mud. Yeah, something like that.
Close. I mean, that's in the right ballpark. He's just like really, and like for instance, he was in like Wolf of Wall Street. He's in that for like 5 minutes, and he's like insane. He's like insane. Yeah, those are rookie numbers. You gotta get those numbers up.
I love it.
I restarted my cable modem, so hopefully that piece of shit works now. Fucking Spectrum.
Yes.
Spectrum.
Drop them. Get files, man.
I went from a great mood to an angry mood, and now I'm angry drinking.
Well, think of the good parts from this movie.
Fuck yeah.
The funny parts.
Kate Hudson.
There you
Yes.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yes.
smoking.
Our psycho friend.
So,
gets
well,
depressed
I don't
every
know
2
what's been
seconds.
talked about, but I will say, for the Fist movie, I couldn't find any notes on any trivia, anything like that. Who cares? This movie, the little trivia I could find, it looks like a lot of this movie was actually improvised.
Yes, I seen that too. Correct.
That's pretty cool.
So I mean, I'm always impressed when I read that lines in the movie have been improvised that have made me laugh.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's a testament. As much as I don't like Matthew McConaughey, it's a testament to his acting ability, I suppose. So at least from what I was reading, like when she first introduces the dog, like brings the dog Crawl to his work and stuff like that. He pees on the table, but then she like grabs him and starts kissing him. That was improvised. So like his look in that scene is actual surprise. A lot of the poker night scene was improvised, especially where she throws like the veggie tray on top of everybody from what I'm reading.
Yep.
2 lines that she improvised in where they go to see Sleepless in Seattle. Like her 2 lines is like where she says she how wants to find a man just like Tom Hanks or something like that. And then how can you not look at Meg Ryan and think of another woman? Like those were improvised lines.
Mm-hmm.
I did like that impresses me when that much improvisation makes it into a movie, whether or not I like the movie. I mean, it's still impressive.
Oh, absolutely. One of the thoughts that run through my head is always like, okay, so is the actor in that moment given that freedom? Is he taking that freedom, or is she taking that freedom to actually deliver the line that he thinks his character would say in that moment, or is he throwing himself out there and throwing his little sprinkle on it and hoping it's gold and then catching it in the moment, you know?
I suspect that's part of it. A lot of what I read, especially from at least reading behind the scenes on like television stuff, it's like directors want it recorded one way as written, and then it seems like a lot of the time, if schedule permits, they'll rerun scenes that just say if something pops in your head, go with it. Like I said, as you guys probably know, I've been watching a lot of Scrubs and listening to the podcast. Just about every episode, they'll record something as written, and then they have time to kind of freelance and like redo scenes off the cuff to see if anything better pops up. I feel like as a director, that's something you probably want to try to actually work into the schedule, especially if you're trying to get comedy.
Yeah, especially comedy movies.
I mean, for any role though, because if you think about like with a horror movie, or there's like a real serious, scary, dark scene, if somebody can improvise, even if it's just like a oh shit type of jump and like a certain look in their face of fear, versus just kind of like oh no, this is here. That's I'm sure that happens a lot. And then for on the other side of the person or whatever that's actually making somebody jump or making somebody scared, I'm sure they improvise something where they just jump out and say nothing or say something, just something.
Like I don't hate this movie. Like I said, I've seen this honestly probably 3 or 4 times, and not even on purpose.
I've seen it like twice. This is my second time, I believe.
I went.
Never seen it.
Like I didn't even realize this was Sarah's pick at first. And when I told her, "Hey, we're doing chick picks again," she's like, "Hey, that's my movie." So I spent 20 minutes down in the basement going through boxes trying to find the DVD because I refused to pay to rent this or try to take the time to find it on my jailbroke Fire Stick.
Yeah.
Like if I got the DVD, I'm just gonna pop that in.
Yep.
But I don't hate it.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it's got enough jokes to at least keep me fairly entertained. So in your opinion, I'm curious, what's the worst thing Kate Hudson does in this? What would be your breaking point?
The sports thing would have really pissed me off.
At the game?
Yeah.
At the game, yes. I agree with that's pretty bad. But I don't think that's my worst though.
No, I don't think that's
At home, like I have to hear what you guys say because I got to think of like more things she's done in there. That's just something that really stood out.
I think Poker Night's pretty bad.
Yeah, that was just because that's around your friends. That's like a awkward, embarrassing, like to the extreme situation.
When she acted crazy in front of the friends.
Yeah, that was bad.
She shows up and ruins Poker Night.
Yeah.
The couples therapy, I don't know if I could handle that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It was his idea, but then it was her friend.
Well, not her. It was his friend's idea.
Yeah.
Make her go back.
Oh no, that's no. Fair point though. Matthew McConaughey was the one that actually brought that up to her.
Oh yeah, you're right. He did.
He did.
What what actually made me laugh though? The Celine Dion misdirect when he thought she was talking about going to like the NBA like Game 7 of the finals or the end of the finals, and she's like, I got great seats, front row, and it turned out to be a Celine Dion concert.
See now,
I thought that was a pretty funny misdirect.
It was, but that's something I would know before we even left. Like, I want, because if you tell me you got front row,
let me see the tickets.
Yeah.
You could see it coming. You knew she wasn't talking about an NBA game, but still.
No, she had an what's the motive? What's the word? Something motive. Ulterior.
Ulterior.
Yeah.
Ulterior. Yeah, that. I can't say it right now, but that word. Ulterior motive. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's her own game plan because she was starting to go panic because this dude is not giving up. She's like, fuck, what can I do now? So she has to go to the extreme, man. Even buying front row seats to a fucking Celine Dion concert.
You know what was funny?
Listen, man, if there's a couple Celine Dion songs, I don't mind.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I still have no desire to see her.
No,
not at all. Now, you know what's kind of funny, though, is like neither one of them really got mad until they knew that they knew the person's real motive. Like, basically, we're both doing this for work, and then they both got mad at each other, but neither one of them felt guilty like right away. I'm like, wait a minute, like it's kind of like, okay, you're doing this for your work. Like she got pissed off, you're doing this for your job. He's like, okay, but you're doing this for your job. You're doing the same exact fucking thing.
So
bet. Well, here's one.
Interesting question though. What's the point where you think they realized they fell in love?
Oh, I think
because I feel like you could make an argument here at a number of points in the movie.
I'm listening.
I think it's the trip. That's when they really connected because it was them, their real selves. But before that, it was giving hints like she started getting feelings, but not in love. She started going like, "Damn, if I wasn't doing this shit, this dude's a really good guy."
So the trip's a big deal, and I thought that, but maybe for her. But I thought for Matthew McConaughey when he made plans and specifically said day 13, like he pulls out tickets to like one of the NBA championship games at like game 7. Then he specifically says it's after day 10. It's day 13. I thought if he's making plans at day 13, I feel like that's the point he realized.
He liked being around her.
Yeah.
I can feel for her.
I feel like it was sooner than that, though. I mean, it's tough.
But that's the point they make it known.
Yes, I agree with that. Yes, and then I feel like, what about for her though? On her end, do you think the part that made it known is when she gets upset with him because it's all a bet?
No. I think she realizes on the family trip.
Yes, agreed. She liked his family. She liked everything about it. She was getting along with her family.
That being said, you could almost say that about both of them because remember when his mother was like, he's never brought a female to meet the family, and I know in his mind and what he's telling his boys, this is just a game. But I feel like deep down, this is like, I'm dragging my family into this, and that's not something you want to drag your family into, especially like your mother. It's one thing if it's your brothers or something, your boys or whatever, your brothers, but it's another thing if it's your mother and your like your parents. You know what I mean? And you're just like, look, I want you to meet these people that blah 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 blah. This is my family. This is, and then the bullshit game they played, and how like that was like a big thing in that family. So that's why I feel it could have been both. Like he was really feeling her because he was introducing him to the family, and she may have fallen in love with him or realized she was in love with him during that same, the card game and all that stuff when she met the family.
I used to play bullshit. Like I used to get to school early in high school and play bullshit with a group of friends, and it was so much fun. I miss that. I haven't played that game in so long.
I don't have a drinking game.
Oh yeah,
heard of it until this.
Yeah, really? We gotta get to. We should have a card night and play bullshit. That's what we should.
I'll have to look up the 100% rules.
It's fairly simple.
Yeah,
but we should look that up, and we should start planning like a monthly bullshit night.
Card night.
Card night. We could play it in my fucking basement. I don't care.
Bullshit.
I'm down.
Get drunk and your girls upstairs sleeping. And everybody start getting louder and louder. It's like bullshit. Start freaking out. She's like, shut the
scare
fuck
the
up.
dog.
Get out of here.
Was so like when Matthew McConaughey pulls out the tickets and mentions like day 13, is that before the family trip or after? I don't remember. That's before, right?
I think
it is.
After.
Fuck.
I feel like it's after the trip, but I'm not 100% sure.
I think that's before. But you know what? I didn't realize. I didn't realize Catherine Hahn was in this movie. The actress. She's a fucking phenomenal actress. I didn't realize she's been around as long as she has. Like,
is she the boss?
She plays Michelle, like the heartbroken friend.
Yeah, the depressed one. They had to save. She was crying.
This is like the second movie she's credited with, and she's fantastic.
Yeah, she's good. Yeah,
she's not.
She's
bad.
a great comedic actress, and I didn't realize
they had good. That Adam Goldberg was in here.
Yep, I like him. He shows up. He's in so many random things.
Yeah. They got some.
Like
good...
there's like 3 characters. I was reading this in the trivia as I was putting some notes together. There's like 3 characters in this movie that have all been on an episode of Friends, but just not together.
Really
nice.
I thought that was pretty interesting. But
let's see.
On an episode of Friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think who was on it?
I also think there's no bad time to blast some Nelly as he was preparing, as he brings Kate Hudson home.
It's getting hot in here.
It's interesting.
In fact, that's when I stopped to message Aaron about doing a podcast on Nelly.
What the hell is everybody drinking? We missed something. Forgot.
Oh, I was drinking a mango lemonade Truly.
Nice.
Some Time American Pale Ale from Common Roots Brewery.
Sweet.
Nice.
What about you, Chris?
I actually got a little bit of some from a neighbor of mine, Korean sake.
Oh, how is it?
It's like vodka. It's rice, potato, and sweet potato distilled through.
Does it taste like
bamboo
vodka?
charcoal?
Taste?
To me, it tastes like vodka.
Okay.
Yeah, to me, it tastes like vodka. So mixer if you want. If not, just a little bit straight here and there keeps you warm.
I never tried sake.
Yeah, it's
fucking
fucking 60 degrees in my room right now, so this is helping keeping me warm.
Oh, 60 degrees. That's perfect temperature, man. What's your problem?
I got one last question, and then I think we should go into final ratings and trailers.
Okay.
Hang on. I got it. My drink, Chris. Come on, man.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah, man.
Come on now, guys. But no, my drink is gone now. As you can see, it was delicious. But I had it was fruit punch mixed with cherry vodka. 3 Olives vodka. Not a sponsor, but definitely can be. Holla at your boys. Delicious drink. The brand was a very exquisite brand. I believe it was Hannaford.
Top notch, baby. Top notch.
Maybe Walmart. I don't remember what, but Hannaford, Walmart, Price Chopper, all those. You could also be a sponsor.
That's good, but that's too sweet.
Listen, we are whores, and we will sell ourselves out for anything we can get.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Pay.
Chew.
What you got?
Escape. What you got out there?
We want some money for pay for these services. You know, like these movies that we got to watch and rent, especially the ones that Ibrahim has. Pay for shit like that for us.
Jesus Christ! If it wasn't for Ibrahim, we'd be fine.
But the good thing is, like, he gives us these great films. Some of them are great, fucking amazing films that we have never watched. But then there's some that are just hard as fuck to find, and it's like,
Hey, we'll go even as low as we'll promote a strip club if you pay us.
We will happily promote a strip club. That's what you meant to say.
Movie theaters, Dollar Tree.
We will record an episode in person at a strip club.
Ooh. He's putting a lot of pressure on us, guys.
Yeah.
Sake, which you want to sponsor? I'm here for you.
One other closing note. I like the cheap excuse to have Kate Hudson in a white wife beater and then get soaked as when she's sitting on the motorcycle and the car goes by and splashes the puddle on her. That seemed like a cheap excuse to get her into a wet shirt.
Yeah,
it did.
You got sex sells, man. Someone had to try.
I mean, my closing thoughts on this. Overall, it's not bad. I mean, I don't know what I missed trying to reset my fucking cable modem and everything. I'd give it a 6.
A lot of it went random. It went off the rails for a while.
That's so nothing out of the ordinary.
I mean,
I'd probably give this a 5.5 to 6. It's good. I mean, it's got enough jokes to kind of keep me entertained. I'd watch parts of it here and there. Despite I can't stand fucking Matthew McConaughey's just his fucking demeanor and laugh. I can't stand it. I don't know why.
This is something new to learn that we learned about you, Chris.
I don't
found something for the hate wheel.
No, it's not. If I had to classify it, it's not bad enough really for the hate wheel. I just find it annoying. I don't get why people like him. Some people like him as much as they do.
I can see that.
All right.
He does have a crazy look to him, though. He has that
he has a weird ass look. Obviously, he works out, and his male body is attractive. Sure, I get that. He's in great shape, but just those fucking face, his hair. I'm like, really? When girls say he's hot, I'm like, what?
It's the money. It's the money and the body, probably.
I don't know.
But
yeah,
I'd give this probably 5.5.
I'm going to give it a little bit better because I don't like that half shit. I think I didn't mind it. I see the annoyance part, but there were some parts that made me laugh. Like it was silliness, but then it was the rest of that normal romance rom-com shit. But I didn't hate it. So this is why it's positive to me because I didn't sit there. I'm like, what am I? Because when we're going in here, I've seen this before. I just didn't remember it all. And I'm sitting there like, oh man, this movie's gonna be so fucking cheesy and corny. I don't want to watch this shit, this bullshit fucking. I love you type.
I mean,
shit.
To be fair, this movie has the cheesy dialogue in it from time to time that you would expect from a rom-com.
Yeah.
Also,
formula.
Quick side note, another side note. Rom-com aside, how many fucking movies involve people working at a goddamn magazine office? Seriously,
it's either that or it's some sort of fashion
with clothes or something.
Not even rom-com related directly. Fucking, it's ridiculous how much that gets used.
Yeah,
and it's always a female.
But even in this, Matthew McConaughey's in advertising. I mean, come on, that's fairly generic. That's basically magazine.
Yep.
It's because it's that flashy kind of
popular.
They're
going for the same job.
And so, I think it's also because they always have these things where for this movie, for example, Matthew McConaughey is supposed to present Frosty this and Frosty that.
Go frost yourself, women.
Go frost yourself, women.
Go fuck yourself, Basil. That's what it means.
So
go frost yourself.
With that being said, he had to be an advertising, and then of course, for people to care about those two dating, she had to be in what she was doing as far as writing a writer. And for something for a magazine, for those magazines that's similar Cosmo and all that other shit.
She wanted to jump into real shit that matters, like politics.
Yeah, she wanted politics, religion, and just stuff that actually matters versus just the fashion typical bullshit.
Well, and also as far as rom-coms go, do you think this is more on the original idea side of a scale as opposed to non-original rom-coms? I'm curious because how many really original ideas are left when it comes to rom-coms?
It's not. That's why I say it's the same formula.
It's the same formula. It's just a different story. Like, okay, well, here's how this guy fucks up in this one. Here's how this girl fucks up in this one. Here's how they both fuck up. Or
this is how they realize they love each other.
Yeah, obviously something, there's a plan, something goes awry, they find something out, blah, blah, blah. They come together at the end. I mean, it's a little different, I think, I think the setup's a little different. She's trying to write an article about how to clearly dump a guy.
I see what you're saying. Well, but that's what I mean, though. Like, they have, like, that... The end, it's like, okay.
Is it a new enough aspect to catch your attention to the rom-com genre?
Not really. Not really. To me, it's all in one fucking trunk, so to speak. Like, for example, like what I was saying is, it's like every single one of those movies, it's like you have the idea for the middle. The idea there's going to be, or the middle is going to be, there's going to be some of the positive stuff where they're like kind of falling for each other. Then, of course, it's going to be the meat and potatoes where it's, they find out the truth, or they find out something about the other person that they don't like, and it bothers them. And instead of going to each other as adults, they're going to do the old bullshit in between. And then when it finally hits the fan, they go to each other as adults. They fall out of love or whatever. They're upset with each other for a week, and then they get back together for whatever reason. So it's like they just change the type of story it is. Like for this one, one was trying to make they're both like, look, I'm going to get rid of this guy in 10 days, and I'm going to make this girl fall in love with me in 10 days. So it's like the plot's different. The beginning is different, but it's still like the same results and outcome.
I don't think the idea itself, I don't think is terrible. I think it lined up too well to be believable. When you're set in a time limit, I think that fucking takes you out of it. Like 10 days, like no matter what the excuse is, like she has to finish an article that her boss says 10 days. Why? Because that's when our next issue goes to publish. Matthew McConaughey said, he's told 10 days because that's how long he has to determine who's going to make this pitch. I'm like, that. Okay, first off, right there, that's just fucking ridiculous. So that putting the time limit on it, I think, is what takes me a little bit out of that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like the idea of itself of writing an article or him, trying to win over people to get this pitch, that's fine. But when I feel like putting that time limit there, I'm like, okay, now you made it like just too fucking cheesy.
I see what you're saying, but that's why I didn't give it too high. But like I said, I didn't mind it, so I'm giving it a solid 6.
No, like I said, it's got enough fun parts. I think that we can, as men, we can relate to. I also feel like this movie kind of villainizes women a little bit more than men, based on the two.
No, she did. Fuck that shit.
No, and it's not even Kate Hudson. It's the two women trying to fuck Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, those two, yeah.
And that's why I say that.
The grimy shit, like like behind the scenes, like the sabotage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am by no means trying to justify Matthew McConaughey trying to, trick a woman into falling in love with him. Obviously, that's kind of fucked up too. But I feel like this leans towards more villainizing women because of those two trying to fuck Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah,
I'm not going to disagree with you on that at all. At all. I think that but again, I feel like these movies for the most part have like the same formula. I'm glad that this is one of those rom-coms that didn't end in a fucking wedding and line dancing, like how every other fucking rom-com ends. It's always
every other white rom-com, he means?
It's like a giant wedding or celebration.
Even the black ones, they just play different music and they dance a little bit different.
They just dance together. Like
they just blast. They blast some Nelly, and
it's like they have the falling out, then they get back together, then they get married, and then there's like a party at the end, dancing down the fucking line. It's just, I'm glad it felt good that this wasn't one of those. That's my opinion on that, and I'm gonna give this one. I'm gonna give it a 5. I'm gonna give it a solid 5.
All right. What about Reek and Chris?
I'm going with like I said, I'm a McConaughey fan, so I'm a little bit biased. I'm going with the 7.
Oh,
okay.
All right. That's a little higher than I was expecting.
Like I said, man, some of these easy watches that you kind of don't mind, like I take that into a little bit more not for granted, but also, but then like I said, I also like McConaughey. It's like, all right,
even
cool.
I agree. Yeah, even I agree. It's kind of just an easy watch that you can pull some jokes from.
Like I thought it was gonna be because I watched it a long time ago. I seen it once before this. I totally forgot what it's about, except for trying to lose a guy. I didn't know the details, but I watched it now. It was easy, and I didn't. I was shocked. I was like, I thought I was gonna hate the shit going in, and I was sitting. I'm like, this is not that bad. I'm like, okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed the Kroll references.
Me too.
Being that we have talked about Kroll.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, and then we can wrap this up soon. But I'm glad you mentioned that because I was thinking, like, I'm so happy that the Kroll came up when it did. Like, we've already, even if I wouldn't have been mad if we watched the Kroll, like, say, last week. But I'm glad we watched the Kroll before we watched this movie, just because those references, I love them in movies when I catch it because I've seen that film they're talking about. Versus when you just hear it and you're like, oh, well, I don't know what he's talking about. So it really doesn't hit you like that. Versus, you know what I mean? So that made it that much better and that much funnier. And for it to be the Kroll, because it's not like a popular fucking movie. Like, say, if it was a reference from Star Wars, everybody gets that. But that's just like, okay, only, let's just say, I'm sure it's less than half as many, but let's just say half as many people around just the U.S. seen the Kroll that, that have seen Star Wars. I'm sure it's less than half. Let's just say half just to make it easy. That's still, I mean, it's a ton of people, but it's still like a lot of people.
I mean, like we talked about this when we talked about Kroll, is that somehow it burrowed itself into popular culture when it came to references from there on out. And this is just one of those times.
I feel like the Kroll is probably falls in the cult classic category, even if you've never.
By far. It's not a good movie. It's a cult classic. Yeah, but it's not good. That doesn't mean good.
It's fun, cheesy, kind of corny.
It's a cheesy-ass old sci-fi movie that somehow carved a niche for itself.
Yeah, definitely.
In popular culture.
It definitely fucking did. But, so everybody give their ratings? I don't remember.
Yep. Yes, we did.
Oh, well,
I gave it a 6.
5.5.
5. And would you give it again, Chris? You gave it a 7, right?
7.
So let's jump into these into the show plugs. We'll start off with Chris. He has his right here. Worst damn gamer ever.
Oh, Rican Chris.
Yes, Puerto Rican Chris.
You got to specify, friend.
My bad.
I like that Phoenix.
Hey, thanks.
IG, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and he's obviously a part of the Z Network.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna lie, I've been slacking a little bit. I'm gonna get back on top of actually doing the stream thing, but I've been working on so many other things in the background and dealing with so many other stuff. But it's all coming. Like Sturdy said, it's coming. Be patient, because at the end of the day, when we die, you're gonna give us our flowers on the shit we got in the desk, all right? Our family's gonna retire on it.
I want my flowers way before then. But really quick. Live shows Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 o'clock Eastern time. Horror with Sir Sturdy. Also, trailer. So we're going to be reviewing trailers, like I mentioned a little while ago, earlier, for Horror with Sir Sturdy and Popcorn and Pints. The movies that we're reviewing for the next episode, we're going to review those trailers. So on Mondays at 6 o'clock Eastern time, Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern time, sorry, the Horror with Sir Sturdy trailer will come out. Mondays and Wednesdays, 6 o'clock Eastern time. And for Popcorn and Pints, because I'm getting ready to hop over there, it'll be on Fridays, it'll be on Fridays, 6 o'clock Eastern time. That's when you can see the Popcorn and Pints trailer review that we're actually about to do right once we get out of here. So yes, we're giving you guys some extra content. And I mean, Popcorn and Pints live every Saturday night, 9 o'clock Eastern time. For both shows, Popcorn and Pints and Horror Story, we're going to be taking about a 2-week break. I'll let you guys know when it gets closer. It's in August. I'll let you know that. But I'll let you know the exact dates once it's closer. So for those episodes, I have some ideas for at least Horror with Sir Sturdy, but I'll be dropping for episodes for Popcorn and Pints. We got to discuss some things behind the scenes. But again, check out Popcorn and Pints every Saturday night, 9 o'clock Eastern time. Check out Horror with Sir Sturdy every Tuesday and Thursday, 9 o'clock Eastern time. Stories from a Bar, you can find it on Facebook. You can find it on Twitter. You can find it on Instagram. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, you can find that. And that's what you should fucking do. You should follow every single thing up here, as well as Worst Damn Gamer Ever and Deep Focus Cinema on Facebook and on YouTube. Go check out our boy Ibrahim stuff. He makes some great fucking content. You think he goes deep on these episodes? Well, shit. That's all I'm going to say is, well, shit. Tune into his shit and you'll really see it. But with that being said, people, we're going to end this. We're going to start trying to keep these between an hour and a half and less, just so we can have time to do our other reviews for you guys. So Thank you guys for popping by. Peace, peace, peace.